This episode is brought to you by Accenture. When your advertising operations fall out of sync, everything else follows. Spotify and Accenture are working together to reinvent the rhythm of ad sales, using automation, analytics, and smarter workflows to simplify campaign delivery and access better data across the business. The result? Less time spent on operations, more time connecting brands with the moments and fandoms that matter most. Learn more at accenture.com/Spotify.
This episode is brought to you by Tidy Cats, here to level up your litter game with their new Performance Plus lineup. Your home is your happy place, your cats, VIPs. So when it comes to the litter box, excellence isn't optional. Choose from products that specialize in max power clumping, low tracking, or odor fighting so advanced, stink won't see it coming. Tidy Cats Performance Plus. Mission mighty, keep it tidy. Shop now at tidycats.com.
Hi, Ryan Reynolds here for Mint Mobile. Are you looking for a beach read this summer? May I suggest your big wireless bill? It's got suspense, mystery, a slightly flat, emotional arc, and a shocking twist where you realize you've been overpaying the entire time. Fortunately, though, Mint's story is better. Every plan, $15 a month, even unlimited. That's it. Happy ending, zero tears. Give it a try at mintmobile.com/switch.
Upfront payment of $45 for 3 months, $90 for 6 months, or $180 for 12-month plan required. $15 per month equivalent. Taxes and fees extra. Initial plan term only. Greater than 50 gigabytes may slow when network is busy. See terms.
I am so thankful that we are having conversations now around women's health, that it is coming to the forefront, that people understand finally how important it is and how much we have been left behind in the medical conversation. This is extremely valuable. What it is also doing, just to recognize the truth, is that it is giving us a lot of information really fast. There are a lot of voices right now on social media and all over the place telling us new products to try, new programs to try, all the things we need to be doing for bone health and muscle health and brain health and resilience and stress and sleep. So I want to talk today about what to do when you feel that overwhelm, when you just feel like there's so many choices and you don't know where to start, or it starts to feel overwhelming and you don't know how to prioritize.
I'm Jessica Valant. I'm a physical therapist, women's health expert, and Pilates teacher, and my goal is to help all women feel strong, safe, and secure in their bodies. In this podcast, I'll share expert advice, facts, amazing guests, stories, compassion, and hope to help you meet your body in all seasons of life.
Hi, and welcome back to Meet Your Body. We are talking today about what to do when you feel overwhelmed by the amount of health information available to you. Now, I'm the first to say, as a 47-year-old perimenopausal woman who has been in the healthcare space as a professional for over 25 years, who has a significant health history, has been to countless doctor's appointments and tests and surgeries, I am so thankful that we are having conversations now around women's health, that it is coming to the forefront, that people understand finally how important it is and how much we have been left behind in the medical conversation. This is extremely valuable. What it is also doing, just to recognize the truth, is that it is giving us a lot of information really fast. And what that's doing is it's also causing a rise in multiple voices, many of whom I trust completely, many of whom I don't trust. That there are a lot of voices right now on social media and all over the place telling us new products to try, new programs to try, all the things we need to be doing for bone health and muscle health and brain health and resilience and stress and sleep. I mean, you know it if you were listening to this. I know I'm one of the voices out there, and I hope to be a trusted source for you, but I absolutely know I am one of those voices. There's so many voices out there and so many things that you can choose from when it comes to supporting your health. So I want to talk today about what to do when you feel that overwhelm, when you just feel like there's so many choices and you don't know where to start, or it starts to feel overwhelming and you don't know how to prioritize. So what we're going to do is we're going to talk first around the mindset, like maybe some reframing that you can do to help when that starts to feel overwhelming, and then really, really specific steps I want you to take to prioritize for yourself. Because one of the main things is that this really is an individual journey. We are all going to be different. So there's not a one size fits all. Yes, we all need to be exercising. We all need to be eating our protein. We all need to be sleeping and nourishing our nervous systems. There are pillars of health that we all need to be participating in. But each of those pillars then will look a little bit different depending on so many factors, including your season of life. Do you have young kids? Do you have older kids? Are you a caretaker for a partner? Are you a caretaker for your parents? What does your job situation look like? Are you traveling a lot? Are you moving? Are you dealing with an illness or a surgery yourself? You can see there's so many aspects that can change what those pillars look like. And it can be hard when, again, we're getting thrown a lot of information that doesn't always have a lot of nuance when it comes to our individual situations. So, one thing I want to say that I always talk about here, you will hear me say it. I am here to help empower you to make the choices that are right for you. I am not here to tell you exactly the one by one step to take to get you to your specific goals, because it's going to look a little bit differently. I could do that individually, but I'm not going to come on to a huge public podcast and say, everyone listening, follow this exact step-by-step guide. Because again, we're all a little different. But if I can help educate you and help empower you to make a decision that's right for you so that you can meet your body where it is in that moment of your life, then I feel like I am doing a service for you, because I want you to be able to advocate for yourself, to again ask the right questions, to make the right choices in those moments. And then I want to be that person that you can come back to and hopefully be that trusted voice when you're looking for the information, the encouragement, the compassion, also the science, and then the step by step when, again, you can make choices for yourself within those guides. So today is kind of a part of all of that. So let's talk first about the mindset that you really need to take in order to kind of siphon through all of this health information that you're getting. Number one, I want you to sit here with me and take a breath. Just take a breath, take a moment, take a pause, and know that we can eliminate some of the urgency. And I feel that too. So I want you to know that I am right there with you, not only hearing all the information, but really trying to dive into it as someone who has the health history, like I mentioned, so it pertains to me, but also as someone who I am a healthcare professional and I am bringing this information to you. So I feel like it's even extra important that I really dive into it and learn. I feel that urgency. Things are coming out day after day after day, and it feels like, oh my gosh, I got to learn about that right now. And now it's that, and now it's that, and I have to do that right now. I need to start it right now because I'm losing time. Okay, take a breath. We have a little bit of time. You have a moment to figure out the best plan for you. And no, I am not saying wait a year. I don't want you to wait a year before you start lifting those weights. I want you to start protecting your bones right now if you haven't already done it. So yes, I want you to have that sense of urgency in that you are knowing that you're prioritizing your health. You want to get started, right? Like I want you to have that enthusiasm or at least that readiness to say, yep, I'm ready to go. I know this is important. All right. But when it comes to feeling like I have to decide right now and I have to call my doctor now and get that test right now, take a moment. You have a week. You have a couple weeks. You can make a choice. You can decide what's right for you now. And those are the steps we're going to go through. But it's important to just have that understanding that you can give yourself a few days, a few weeks. You can give yourself a month to decide what those priorities are going to be. All right. Unless it is a true kind of immediate health situation, which occasionally will happen. When I was diagnosed with breast cancer, I needed to make decisions really quickly. And that was a hard place to be. But even then, some of the best advice I got was take 2 days, which I know sometimes it might not feel like a lot, like, oh my gosh, 2 days. But honestly, in that kind of even very scary situation, someone telling me, you know what, you have a week. Like, you have a little bit of time. It's okay. Talk to the doctors, decide what's best, decide who's best for you. People giving me that permission was really, really helpful. Like, it really felt like a deep breath of my nervous system. So I'm giving you that back. I'm telling you that you can take a moment to decide your priorities and to decide what's right. And take that with you when you're hearing new information over the next months and even years. When you hear it, if it's something that's exciting or important to you or you want to learn more, write it down. Like, keep a notes app open on your phone. Write it down so that you don't forget. Because if you're like me, you'll forget. So write it down or save it in some way, shape, or form. But no, you know what? I can come back to that later when I have some brain space. I can come back to that later in a little bit. I don't have to stop everything I'm doing to learn everything I can about this one thing right in this moment. Because I think we can feel that way sometimes. Okay. So take a breath. You have a little bit of time. So that's one. Two is making sure that you're not comparing yourself to other people. This is your journey. And right now, because it's an open conversation and we're all so excited, which is great, we are sharing a lot about what we're doing personally. Again, I think that's great. It has helped me so much to hear other voices of women my age who are going through similar situations, telling me what they've done, women older than me telling me what has helped. That is really important. Also, it can feel, I'll just say personally, a little bit defeating when I hear things that have worked for them that I know I can't do, possibly. And my example right now is HRT. It is everywhere, and I know from the science how valuable it is. I would truly probably bathe in estrogen if I could. I am not exaggerating. If someone said, here you go, here's all the skin creams and all the pills, I mean, I would take it. I feel like I want to bring that estrogen back into my body. Also, I met with my oncologist a week ago. I don't know if systemic estrogen is going to be appropriate for me with my health history of breast cancer and endometriosis. I'm not saying not, I'm just saying I don't know. There's a lot more I need to learn and a lot more professionals I need to meet with. That can feel hard. It feels defeating right now when every voice around me is saying, you need it to help your bones, to help your brain, to help your muscles. And I even believe that. And I don't know if I can do it. And so it's important, and I'm telling myself this as well as you, to not compare your journey to others. You have to do what is right for you, right? Like we said, you're meeting your body where it is right now, and it might change in different seasons of life. It might be a matter of your health history, like it is for me. It might be a matter of various things. Maybe people have the accessibility and the socioeconomic status to take classes that you can't necessarily take. That is okay. There's other avenues, all right? That's the hope to have, is that one, don't compare, but two, as a part of that, know there are many, many, multiple, countless avenues towards good health and wellness. All right? If you can't follow one of those, another one will be open to you. I promise. All right. So those two things, let go of the sense of urgency just because it might paralyze you or hold you back. And two, know that it's going to be personal. Don't compare yourself to others, and that there will be multiple avenues open to you if one feels like it's not available. All right. So I want you to wrap your mind around those. I want you to own that, believe it, embrace it. And then now let's talk about how to actually prioritize and wade through the vast amount of information and recommendations out there right now. Okay. So I'm going to say this first. I actually had it to say at the end, but I think it's important just to reiterate it right now because we already mentioned it. I want you to find your trusted voices. Now, this can change. You're allowed to change who you trust, who you listen to, who speaks to you. Like, you might trust multiple people, but the way they deliver the information or what they're talking about might really speak to you in different seasons. If you were just diagnosed with osteoporosis, you might be looking specifically for an osteoporosis specialist right now. Things will change that might affect who you trust, who you're listening to. But it's really important at any time to just kind of recognize who is going to be the most trusted to you. One, their credentials. Absolutely. Are they credentialed? Do they have the true knowledge to back up any claims that they're making? Okay, so that's part of it. But two, don't discount just kind of your intuition and who you really relate to at any given time. You are allowed to change that too. When I was a new mom, I absolutely was relating to people who were new moms. That made sense. They were in the thick of it with me. I will say now that is not something that I relate so much to. That doesn't discount if someone has their credentials and they're speaking to me about their expertise. It doesn't matter to me what season of life they're in because I'm going to hang on to their expertise and I believe I'm going to trust what they have to say. But there's also that piece of relating to you. So you are allowed to adjust that. But at any given time, just recognize who are the voices that are going to educate me from a place of, again, true expertise. Who do I relate to, or who's just my intuition kind of pulling me towards? Whose voice lifts me up? Those are the things I want you to kind of walk into this with. And you're allowed then to kind of push the others to the side. It's not canceling them. We're not talking about that. We're talking about there's so many people speaking things right now that it's just simply overwhelming if we listen to all of them, especially because we all deliver it a little bit differently and they could easily, go against each other. I don't want you to feel overly complicated with that. So find a few people that make sense to you right now that, again, are speaking to you where you are and kind of follow that. And for me, I can't even tell you how many. I mean, I have probably at least 10. And it's either through books or real life, social media people that I've gotten to know. There's a few voices that just over and over again speak to me. I know I can go to and listen to what they have to say. It applies to me. I trust it. I learn from it. And it definitely will include your doctors in real life too. All right. So that is one thing. You'll want to siphon through that a little bit. And if anyone kind of doesn't fall in that category, you're welcome to either unfollow or find another doctor or find another voice and then come back later when you're more ready for that person again. It is absolutely okay to do all of those things. All right. So that was the first thing I want to kind of my umbrella statement around that. So now we'll dive into how to prioritize. So first thing is you are going to take out that apps note on your phone again, or just good old paper and pencil. That's how I do it. And you're going to write down everything. Okay. You're going to do a brain dump and you are going to brain dump every single thing that you are thinking about or you've heard of or you've thought of or you want to learn more about when it comes to your health. So a non-exhaustive list would include things such as sleep, stress, red light, acupuncture, scheduling a DEXA scan, lifting weights, a gym membership, online memberships, getting more steps in, a weighted vest, creatine, electrolytes, more water, vitamins, scheduling a mammogram, having doctor consults, physical therapy for back pain, pelvic floor PT. Are you leaking urine? Do you have a skin rash you want to take care of? Do you need more protein? Scheduling online consults, reading new books, listening to new podcasts you want to check out. That's just a few. Okay, those are just a few things that you've probably heard of just in the past week, or things that you've thought of that you've thought, oh, maybe I want to check that out. I mean, in any given week, there's probably at least 10 new podcasts that I just want to check out and try. And I tell you what, that alone will overwhelm me. So what do? I write it down. Okay, brain dump all of it. This will take you like 3 minutes. It's not very long. It is so valuable. I mean, research shows us brain dumps help in so many different ways. Get it out of your brain and onto paper. And again, you can do it in whatever way, shape, or form works for you. Pencil and paper works really well. Or use the Notes app on your phone. Okay, write it all down. First and foremost, that's the first thing you're going to do. Next, You're going to categorize that. Okay. Now, a brain dump alone will help a lot. Then you can take the next step and you're going to go through your list and categorize them. First category you're going to make is what are things you're already doing, even if it's just a little bit. Okay. So if you had on that list something about like lifting weights, exercise, anything like that, adding steps, if you're even taking 2 walks a week, you're going to put that in that category. Okay. So if you're even doing it a little bit, then that's going to be your category. The next category you're going to make is things that are new to you, that are top priority, but that feel really doable with your life. Meaning it is accessible to start possibly today. So let's say it's you want to try a weighted vest and you've already bought it. So it's just sitting on the chair or in your coat closet. You're already taking walks. So that would be one thing. It's new to me, but it's super doable. Like all I have to do is put it on. I have it already. Okay. So that's that category. Those are 2 categories so far. Your third category is things that are top priority to you. So that you're excited about, you want to do, but that take more information or more action. So the example for me is I want to learn more about if I am a candidate for HRT. I saw my oncologist last week. They actually said, yes, you might be, but we aren't going to be the ones to write the prescription or recommend this for you, but we're also not going to say no. And you need to see another doctor for this, right? The famous answer of, well, we're not going to do it, but we're not going to say no, and you need to take the next steps. So that's where I am. It is top priority to me to learn more, but it's going to take a good amount of action. I have to research functional medicine doctors and women's health specialists in my area. I need to schedule an appointment. I need to make calls. I need to get recommendations. This is going to be a process, all right? But it's top priority. So that's the kind of example there. It's something you know you want to do. It's priority, but it's going to take a little bit of action and work for you to put that into place. And then the next category, we're going to do 5 categories here. Okay. So the next one is things that are lower on your list that you're like, you know what? I'm kind of interested in that down the line, or I don't want to forget about that. Like someone mentioned that and I don't want to forget about it, but it's not something I need to put brain space on right now. Okay. That would be the 4th category. And then your last category is things that hold no interest for you, no interest whatsoever. I mean, that could be, there are so many things I hear about, right? Like silent retreats. I was just listening to a big podcast about stress relief. And it was really interesting from a scientific perspective. But the person talking, the expert, said that she recommends every single person go on a 10-day silent retreat. Okay, I'm going to tell you right now, that's going to go that's not going to happen. Like that's the category that would go in for me right now. Like I can't even imagine. I 2 nights max is what I ever would leave my kids right now in this stage of life. I'm not going on a 10-day retreat. I'm just not. And so that's what that would be. That would be the nope. I'm not. Why would I put that on my list of stressing myself out about increasing my health when I'm not going to do that right now? So those are your categories. I'm gonna go through them again. Okay, you've brain dumped. Then on another piece of paper, if you want, or on the same, you're gonna have your categories of 1, what you're already doing, even if it's just a little bit. Okay, even if it's just a teeny bit. It doesn't mean you're perfect at it. That's not what we're saying. I'm just saying, is there any kind of procedure in your life already for doing that, even just a little? 2, things that are top priority and could be implemented pretty easily, like pretty doable. Number 3, top priority, but it's going to take a little bit of work. It's going to take a little action, going to take a little time and work for you, but it's top priority. 4, things that you are interested in, like, yeah, maybe I want to learn more, but it's not quite top priority. Like it's going to be down on the list. 5, things that you have no interest in whatsoever, but you've just heard about it. or even things that, you know what, that is not doable, at least for the next couple years. So I'm not going to waste brain space on it for now. Like you can keep it on the back burner, but it's not even doable for a long time. Those are your categories. All right.
In all of the things that I need to be doing for my health, I find one of the hardest to be eating right. So I like to choose healthy, fiber filled, protein filled foods, but either I feel like I don't have the time to put them all together in the way that I want, or I'm not shopping every single week for them, or I simply don't want to sit down and make a meal. So I grab something from the fridge and I move on with my day. And I know that is not giving me everything that I need to nourish my body every single day. If you are like me in any way, then Factor meals might be a great solution. So Factor meals are made fresh, never frozen, and are sent directly to your door. And one of the coolest things about them is that you can pick a different menu every single week. They have hundreds of meals to choose from. They have breakfast items, they have lunch, they have salads, they have dinners, they have smoothies and juices and snacks. I am telling you, their vanilla protein smoothie is one of my favorite things out there. And they also have different curated plans that you can choose. So if you're looking for more fiber, you can pick their fiber filled plan. If you need more protein, pick their protein filled plan. They have carb conscious. They have so many different things to choose from. And it can serve you in those times where you need nourishing meals and you just don't have the time or ability to get it on your plate yourself. You can head to factormeals.com/meetyourbody50 off and use code meetyourbody50 off to get 50% off and free daily greens per box with new subscriptions only while supplies last until September 27th, 2026. See the website for more details. And now back to our show.
So now everything should feel like much more prioritized for you and your life. Like already you are more empowered and you've taken some really intentional and purposeful steps for what you need. Like I guarantee you, like I would tell my kids, I pinky promise, okay? I pinky promise you by just going through that process, 5 minutes, 10 minutes max, you are going to be able to take a big breath. All right. You're going to feel space in your nervous system. You're going to feel a lot of space in your brain and in your visions for this. So now, and some of you have heard me talk about this next procedure because I talk about this when making my New Year's goals as well. You are going to write down 3 things that you want to prioritize or work on for the next 3 months. So you're going to do this every quarterly, all right? But it's 3-month chunks because a big thing that we do that's a problem is a couple things. One, we make too many goals at once. And I'm going to tell you how the brain works. The brain can focus on about 3 things. And after that, like if I give you 10 things to do, the brain is not good at prioritizing on its own. It will not pick the top 3 most important things. It will pick none. It will say, nope, too many choices. 10 is too many, and it just won't do any. You get to pick the 3, and then your brain can focus on them and you will do them. That is how you do it. Too many goals, too many steps, too many action items, and we actually don't do any. All right, so you got to prioritize. So we're going to pick about 3. And I like to do it every 3 months because it gives you some time and it gives you the chance to really get into it and do it. When you set a goal of, all right, I'm going to do 10 things today and I'm going to check in again in 2 weeks, you just haven't given yourself a realistic chance of doing it and then practicing it and putting it into your life. So this is for the next 3 months. You're going to pick 3 things from your list. And this is how I would choose. And again, it's going to change a little bit depending on like really what you're prioritizing. If you have a very specific health situation and health concern happening, or you're recovering from a surgery, you are going to need to change this up a little bit. Like you might say, okay, I got to get into pelvic. If you had a hysterectomy recently, you were saying, I got to get back into my exercise routine in a safe way. So I need to learn what safe exercise is. I've got to schedule and get into pelvic floor physical therapy. And I need to do, whatever maybe your third one is that you just want to work on, more water, eating, whatever it is. And that's okay. Like, that is something, again, we do 3 months at a time because rehab and healing takes time. But if you skip ahead, if you get upset with yourself because you feel like you should be farther along, if you skip those steps and go straight to, you know what, I'm just going to go right back to lifting my heavy weights, you could be right back here in 6 months. So make sure you're giving yourself grace and patience around what do you actually really need right now. Okay. If there is a healing situation happening or pain that you're unsure about, that you need to schedule some appointments. So take that into account. But this is how I would choose kind of 3 is choose 2 things that you're either already doing or are easy to start. So those are 2 of the 3. So maybe it would be, okay, I am already walking. Like, I know walking's a priority and I already really like to walk, but I really want to up my steps. That is something, it's already in place. You just need to take it a little bit more, right? Just a little more to the next level. That and or the thing where it's really easy to add it to your life. I need to drink more water. And I'm not saying that's easy. That can be a really hard one for a lot of us, but it's easily accessible. It's right there in front of you. You don't need to buy anything to start doing it. Maybe you need to set some reminders, those kind of things, but it is accessible to you and doable in your life. So 2 of the things should be those categories where, again, you're already doing it and you're just trying to tweak it or add a little bit to it, right? So maybe you're already lifting weights, but your goal is, okay, I'm going to buy those 12-pound weights and I am going to see how I do with progressive overload and doing 12-pound instead of 10 pounds for the next 3 months. Like, that would be a great one. And then your third one can be the one where it takes more action, where it takes more effort. And what I'm trying to say with all this is, I don't want all 3 of your goals to be ones that are brand new and take a lot of effort to do. Because again, it's too much. It is too much to add that and expect it to be sustainable in your life. And it's just one of the mistakes we make because we get into that idea of, okay, it's urgent. I got to start all of this. Oh my gosh, I've got to start my creatine. I've got to start my red light and I've got to start all of it. So I need to buy it all. And then all of a sudden, like, you've spent a bunch of money up front for a bunch of new things that you don't know how you're going to incorporate them into your life. And they end up sitting in the back corner and you don't end up using them. So one new thing at a time, and you give yourself 3 months to see how it works. And that I have found is really important also, so that you can assess and see how it works. It really took me probably 6 months of being on creatine for me to notice, oh wow, this did make a big difference. I mean, it really did. I use creatine every day. It has helped a lot. And now I've been on it 18 months. Okay, this is a long game we're playing. Versus there's another supplement everybody was touting and talking about. And so I started it and I took the whole bottle. I'm like, I'm going to give myself this one. I did 30 days because it was a 30-day supply. So I thought it was a good amount. So I did 30 days, but that was one of my 3-month goals was I'm going to start this new supplement. Okay, right? So that falls into the category of I'm kind of already doing it, but I'm going to add to it because I already take supplements. So I wasn't doing a completely new habit, but I was starting a new supplement. Took it for 30 days. I did not notice anything. I didn't notice any difference. Checked it off my list, said, you know what? I tried it. Maybe if I really want to, I'll try it again in a year or whatever. But nope, didn't work for me. I didn't notice any difference. And then I moved on to something else. So make sure you're giving yourself time to see if it works. That's important. And make sure, again, you're thinking of the long game. But within those 3 things that you're kind of choosing to work on for those 3 months, again, to repeat, I would do 2 of them that feel like they are doable in your life, either because you've already started and you're just tweaking it a little bit, or it's really easy to add. Like I said, maybe you're just switching up one supplement that you're taking. Maybe you are trying to just change your bedtime, 20 minutes earlier. Or maybe you're actually not really changing your bedtime routine, but you want to shut down your phone, right? That's a really great goal. I do not want to look at my phone for an hour before bed. No blue light, none of that stress. That would be something you already feel like, okay, I feel like I have a pretty good bedtime, like the actual time. I feel like I have a pretty good bedtime routine. So that's in place. But I'm just switching that one thing. I want to shut off my phone at night. So that would be one goal in that category. Anything like that would really help. And then you give it the 3 months. And you can even at this point say, you know what, these are the next things that are most important to me. So as soon as the next 3 months hit, that's going to go top of list. Like you can go right ahead and do that. But just try to stay out of that thought of, but I want to do everything at once because I know that feeling. I mean, I feel it right now. Okay. We did this amazing podcast with Rebecca Rotstein couple weeks ago talking about osteoporosis. And I'm telling you, I'm chomping at the bit to schedule my DEXA scan. And I had a follow-up ultrasound, breast ultrasound last week. And right there on the front desk, it said, schedule your DEXA scan right now. But I didn't because one, I knew I was in the midst of a lot of follow-up breast cancer appointments. Okay. That's what this 3 months kind of has been. I've had multiple appointments. I want to continue to find out the HRT stuff. Like that's where my brain is. And I knew to schedule DEXA sounds like not a big deal, but the extra drive time and everything involved with that would be a lot for me considering I was in the midst of these other goals I was working on. But it is a top priority. So right now it's September. I have 3 months until the new year. My DEXA scan is going to be top priority in the new year. I don't feel like it's urgent for me. Knock on wood, I don't have osteoporosis in my family. I am not currently at fall risk. I'm not currently at fracture risk. I don't have any reason to believe that I have compromised bone density. I lift weights regularly and I have for years. So it doesn't feel urgent to me right now, but it is top priority. I will schedule it for January. So see how I did that thought process instead of getting wrapped up in the, oh my gosh, now I have to do that and that and that and that. I recognized where I am right now. I recognized these goals I had already made for this time. I recognized my capacity for adding something new. And then I prioritized it for January. It took away that scary sense of urgency. It took away overwhelm. Got it. I can do it then. Versus if I didn't have all these other appointments going on and kind of the goal I had set about having to find new doctors and figure out the HRT and work with my oncologist, if I didn't have all that going on, then I probably would because it wouldn't be that hard to schedule the appointment and go get it done. So that's where it really takes some introspection, okay? And knowing yourself. But it's important work to do. And it will help you so much in the long run as you work towards the health goals you have for yourself, as you work towards living vibrantly, as you work towards that empowerment and being an advocate for yourself. It's really important to kind of have that self-awareness as well. So for me, I've kind of mentioned it, but just to show you again, I'll kind of repeat how it looks in real time for me right now. It's September as I'm recording this, and I'll get this out to you in the next few weeks, 2025. So it's perfect timing. We have, again, like 3 months left in this calendar year. So that's my quarter. So for me, what does it look like? So it looks like, as I said, my goal is to research, find a functional medicine doctor, or work with my own doctor. Again, I have to dive into it. That's why this is going to take some time. I have to dive into it and see who I have to see and just have the conversation if there's any systemic HRT that I'm a candidate for and if I feel like I need it. I'm really not sure where I'm at. I just know I need more information and I'm ready to find that now. And so that is my priority. That is one. 2 was actually a really big one around stress and nourishing my nervous system. We are entering a hugely busy season for our family, as well as my parents just moved here and live very close to us now. A big, huge cross country move for them. And so I really wanted to make myself as available as possible for everything that they need, as well as our kids and all their activities, um, and a little bit of travel that we have coming up. I knew that going into September, that it was like that. It was game on until the end of the year. So I very much have been intentional about my mindset around that so that I can appreciate the season and not feel overwhelmed with it. And so that might seem something like, oh gosh, that's kind of a strange goal. But for me, I know myself. This is introspection. I know myself. I can easily get burnt out. I can easily burn the candle at both ends and run myself into the ground doing everything, trying to do everything, and not doing it very well. And I have been at that place, and it's not good for me or anyone around me. And I really don't respond as well to it as I used to. When I was young, I could do that younger. And so, very much so, around that goal for me for this season is prioritizing sleep and wellness so that I have all of those pillars and habits shored up so that I can respond to the needs of everyone around me because I want to do it not only with energy and with health, but I want to do it like with a really positive attitude. And so that's been a really big goal for these few months. So finding a couple new doctors and having those conversations around HRT, and then making sure my nervous system is really supported so that I feel super well and healthy in this busy season of life and can really appreciate it as well and have a really good positive attitude with it. And then the last goal would fit into the really what am I already doing that just can be tweaked? And that would be my workouts, just continuing to progressively overload and work on strength and some of those strength and weightlifting goals. And when I put it that way, like when I just say 3, it doesn't sound like a lot. But when you really talk through it, talk out loud to yourself if you need to, or talk to your partner or someone about it to make sure it sounds realistic with your life. But when you really think through it or talk it out loud, it sounds pretty like for me, those 3 things, that was a good amount of stuff for the next 3 months. Like that's what I can do. And I will continue to work on the other things that I do. I'll continue. I have my water right here. Never drink enough. I'm going to continue to work on my water, all of those kind of things. But that's where my mindset is. So that now when new things come in, which they will, I will continue to learn and continue to find things. Oh, I want to try that. I want to try that. But I will write them down on my list. I will write it down and not feel the sense of urgency that, oh, I need to try that too. Because if I tried 5 other new things right now, then I am going against my goal of nourishing my nervous system and feeling calm because it'll just stress me more. And I just know myself enough to have awareness around that. So I will add it to my big list. And then when I make my goals for January through March on what I want to or what I want to schedule or what I want to focus on, it will be a part of that conversation with myself. All right. So I hope that helps. Like I said, I always want to be a trusted voice for you. I don't want to add to your overwhelm. I hope that I can help simplify it when I think about, one of my main goals as a business owner, as a voice for you. It's trying to simplify the information to make it really doable for you so that you can feel like it's accessible in your life. And so hopefully this has helped you do that. Remember, take a breath, take a moment, write it all down, get it out of your brain. Don't compare yourself to other people. Let yourself embrace this individual journey that you have and try to do it with a sense of hope, with a sense of excitement, at least knowing that you are taking steps for yourself. Good luck in your own goals for the next 3 months. I can't wait to hear how it goes, and I will talk to you soon.
Thanks so much for listening today. I would love it if you could take a moment to subscribe, rate, and review this podcast. It means a lot to us and it helps our content get out to more women who need it. You can find more of my resources at my website, jessicavalant.com, or find me on YouTube at Jessica Valant and Instagram at Jessica S. Valant.